One of the most valuable investments you can make, as cheesy as this is investing in yourself. Guys, I want you to remember something. I have 8 or 9 businesses upstairs. I have hundreds of apartment units. I have so many different ways of generating cash flow. And I don't mean that to say that in an arrogant way that I'm great, but I will tell you one thing. I invest in myself more than anybody I know. I hire coaches for anything I want to understand and learn. I have Spanish coaches. I have I have a chess coach, guys. I love chess so much that I take 3 or 4 lessons per week on chess with my chess coach. He's actually become one of my best friends. I have hired basketball coaches. I have tennis coaches. I have golf coaches. I have a voice coach for this channel to keep my voice in a better position. So why do I say that? Well, in this world, we're always talking about investing. But what's the best ROI going to come out there? The best one is going to be investing in yourself. If you added a new skill to yourself at work that got you a raise, what would that cost you? Go out there and think about it. There might be a job at your work that you sit there and say, you know what? If I learn this skill, I might be able to get this job that generates me $20,000 a year. Well, what's $20,000 a year worth to you today for the rest of your life? Your next 20 or 30 years of your working career. What's that worth to you today? That's the way I want you to look at things. It's investing in yourself. Forget about money. What about in terms of your well-being? What about your relationship? You probably have a partner out there. Some of you live with either a spouse, significant other, whatever it is. Do you guys go take trips to different events to go hear people speak about relationships? My fiance and I do. I'm not even married yet to her. Before we were even engaged, we have a couples counselor to work with on our relationship together. Not because it's bad, but for the same reason when people say, why is relationship bad? I say, well, do you eat healthy? Well, yeah. Well, are you sick? Well, no. Well, then why do you eat healthy? Because I want to stay not sick. Okay, no different. We get along well. We get along great. We want that to continue. We don't want things to be festered up. But when it comes to life, I read all the time. Why? I listen to podcasts now. I never listened to podcasts before, but now I have a longer drive to and from work. And every day I choose to listen to a 15 or 25-minute podcast about something that matters to me. Investing, and the way I look at the world, mood, relationship, any of those things. Because investing in yourself is the best way to get the highest return. And I don't mean that to be cheesy. Trust me, I hate cheesy statements. But what I do know is my life became better when I really started to learn and really started to make myself learn better about me and the things I want to learn about. I just enjoyed life better. Life became easier for me. It also became frustrating because you come into this world of starting to learn more, and when you're stuck with people that don't learn more, it becomes a little frustrating. But you'll change that along the way too. The great thing about our company is, in our company, the top people are people that want to learn and get better all the time. And if you do that, you will hit levels that you never thought were possible. A great book that I read, Atomic Habits by James Clear. In our community here, every day, every workday, I post a quote about life, but I apply it to life and business and investing. Because this community has become something more than just talking about investing. It's become about life and mindset, because I've learned that mindset is way more important to investing success than the numbers. The numbers are easy. It's just putting out models out there, what's going to happen. It's the emotional aspect of investing that's so difficult. Same thing with the life. Life is simple, but it's not easy. What does that mean? Well, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. I always say that. It's a very overused cliche, but it's true. Every long-term goal that seems hard is accomplished one task at a time, one day at a time. In Atomic Habits, it's amazing. It talks about if you get 1% better every day, you're something like 30 times better at the end of the year. 37, whatever the number is, it's some huge amount better at the end of the year. It's really hard to become 1% better every day. But don't worry about 1% better every day. Worry about 0.05% better every day. That's still going to lead to huge results in your lifetime. That's what matters. Every great person out there started from knowing nothing about what they're talking about, and they just built it up and they got better. Go read Warren Buffett's Snowball. You talk about the first time he invested in companies. He said, I'm buying that company because Ben Graham did. And the person that looked at him and said, no, that's not why you should buy the company. And now people buy companies because Warren Buffett buys them. But he learned a process. He learned as time went on, he got better at investing. And over the last 60, 70, 80 years of his investing life, because he's 90 some years old, but he started investing when he was in his teenage years, he's gotten a lot better. I listen to a guy like Howard Marks. Howard Marks is a brilliant man, not because he speaks so brilliantly, it's because he speaks so simply. He breaks very complicated ideas into simple explanations. Same with Warren Buffett. That's what I try to do on this channel. That's what I try to do in this community. Because to me, all the complicated things in life can really be brought right down to the very basic form. I don't like complication, but that's why I hire coaches to help me out, because they break things down very simply. They break things down into easy ways to understand that I can sit there and implement. You know, this last week, I was very fortunate to go to London to watch the Laver Cup. At the Laver Cup, Roger Federer, who I consider to be the greatest of all time, retired. But you watch him hit and you watch him play in person, and you're like, he's just hitting the ball back. And sometimes it's very quick reactions to things. But he got that way. But when I look at him, the reason why he's so great, in my opinion, is he's calm. He doesn't sit there and overreact to things. He keeps himself down. Steph Curry, one of the best shooters of all time. Don't quote me on this, but I believe I read an article in which they said his actual heart rate is lower when he's playing basketball than when in normal life. That's what gives him the ability. Imagine that. Like, we think about playing in a 20,000 person arena and our nerves would get to us. We'd have a hard time shooting, right? Steph Curry doesn't have that. I remember when I first started playing basketball with friends about 12 years ago. Every time I got the ball, I'd get nervous and shoot. It was terrible. After a couple months of playing, I just stopped caring. And my basketball game got a lot better, to the point where we were keeping stats and looking at effective field goal rates during our games. I would have it recorded and sent to somebody as part of my way of self-coaching, of getting better, investing in myself. I'd spend $20 on those games to get somebody overseas to take the stats, because I want to see what I need to work on. That's all part of it. But as I got more confident and more calm, my results got better. But I didn't get that way by just sitting there and hoping it happened. I got that way by understanding that about me and realizing I have to get better by doing small things here and there. So if you like what I'm saying, which I'm sure you do, because everybody wants to get better in life, and I don't necessarily mean financially, this is why we have this community. It has chess channels in there. It has reading channels. It has quote channels. It has everything in there that allow people to get better in every aspect of their life, not only investing. Investing is a small portion of your life. I would sacrifice a big chunk of my returns to have a better quality of life long-term. The good news is they're not mutually exclusive. I can have both. But if you're not aware of how much better life can be by making yourself a little bit better every day, that's all the more reason why you need to entertain the idea. Go to everythingmoney.com, check it out. If I told you for less than $1 a day, you could change your life, would you obviously do it? So go up there, check it out, sign up, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much for your time. As the market falls, one of the most common questions I get is, what stocks should I be buying as the market falls? Great question. We're going to get into it right now by looking at our process for how we buy stocks.